Welcome back to the Ultimate Wolf. Just so that you could see some backdrop of the wall in that corner. But there. But yes, welcome back to the Ultimate Wolf. Well, tonight, I'm looking at the Mastermind Integrations Optus Knox. But I'll get into the history and the character. I believe he was a TFCon exclusive 1 year. I'm not sure. I do know they released an SG version of the mold, Optimus Prime one, a few others. I think those were the only versions they released of this mold. And so I do know they changed a few things. Figure is a good figure. I do have a few issues with it. It's a good figure. I do have a few issues with it, a few things I do like. I have more things that I like than I hate on the figure. Tonight I'm not doing anything. Well, Wednesday night I'm not doing anything. Thursday I'll be doing the Fans Projects Tiger Wax. Friday more Jedi Fallen Order. Monday for next week I'll be doing more gaming. Jedi Fallen Order. Tuesday is the PGM review. I'll put a link in the community tab later, and when we're live on his channel. And then Wednesday will be the Ocular Max Rewind, and Thursday will be the Robot Heroes Prime versus Unicron. And then the week after that will probably be the Super Megs and the MPM Megatron. And we're just gaming again. Alright, there's that. So let's take a look at the box. Talk about the box. It's a good box. See, there's Optus Knox right there holding his sword. He's extremely posable. Probably one of the most posable figures I had in a minute. If you look at the bottom, R49N, Optus Knox, Field Commander. R for being for the reformatted, he's 48 in the line. Reformatted edition. 10th anniversary right there. It's kind of hard to see. But in it, you can kind of see up right there. Formatted Mass Migrations. I did get him a year ago, but I wasn't doing reviews a year ago, so I never did review. Just realized you could still see that one corner. Did that. So I'm just fixing that so that way the corner gets a little extended. Yeah, or I can do this a little bit more. But yeah. But here you can see it says reformatted right there. Ages 16 and up. There's that. I do like the artwork of it. Not sure if I'll keep the box yet or throw it away. Or just bring the box back. On this side, it's R48N, Optus Knox, Field Commander. It's a close-up of his face. Bottom of the box warning. You can find Mastermind Creations on Facebook. It looks like a QR code. There's Instagram and YouTube right there. I believe they do have a website. Yeah, this was released 2021, but I got it last year, 2020. There's another picture of the robot mode. R48N, right there, Optus Knox Field Commander. Pretty much everything you've seen. And then Master Creations. Top of the box. I'll show the back in a sec. There he is, grabbing a sword. Alright, back of the box, which is right here. Reformat, so you can see. Guess what? You can pose him. You can transform him. You can pose him. You can have him like he's taking out his sword. You can have him shooting a gun. You can have him with the cape and holding his sword. As he's like, that's blocking the shot. There's his alt mode. And right there is his robot mode, but holding the matrix of leadership. There's that, and then also some poses may require additional support. Shown, these are prototypes only. Final colors may vary. Retain this package for further reference. Copyright 2021. But yeah, the box is good. I do like that box. As I throw it, went to set it down then. Anyway, just going to bring the backdrop over to my right. Because it's starting to show something I don't want to show yet. There. And that way I can just drop it back a bit. There. So that way at least more of the backdrop's fully hidden. Alright. Let me lower the camera. I'll take a I'm gonna do accessories since there's a bunch. And then I'll get the figure. But before we do that, let's take a look at his instruction booklet. As you can see, the ages 16 and up, estimations, instructions manual. Also, if you do know MMC, they're also known as Ocular Max. Sorry, I was thinking about next week's review. R48N Optus Nox reformatted. You can see there's another pose of him holding his sword. I will get into why MMC is at the bottom. On the back of it, you just see the MMC logo. Okay, so page 1, you get your content, which was like how you saw in that CDL Toys RC. You get the opposite Snox figure. Cloak, which is fabric, and it does have a wire, so be careful moving it. You get his dark Stellar Saber. Dark Stellar Saber. 2 Iron Blasters. You get his bio and text specs. I unfortunately don't know where that card is anymore. I'll have to find it later. You get the instruction manual. You get the scarf, which is a PVC piece. You get 2 laser beam shooters. ×2 alt head without scar and 2 core handles. And then so I'm also going to just lower the camera. I will talk about the instructions. So the instructions, they're let me see. Okay, so let me bring down the camera a little bit. They originally released Optimus Prime, the Optimus Praxis one. He came in alt mode, and then you have to transform to robot mode. The instructions are the opposite way because now you have to reverse transform him. Pretty lucky I pretty much found a way to do it. And then go to alt mode, but as you do see, it labels the head like say flip out head. Wheels, arms, rotate arms and waist, completion. Which it's an easy transformation. I do like how it actually says it shows the picture of what you're doing and it actually says fold upper chest down, for example, or slides arms down, rotate arms and bend. And then they do have an accessory, so you can have the accessories stored via 2 ways. Guns they do extend. You can have them on the shoulders, or you do see, or you can have them on the shoulders. There's 2 options. You get to attach his twin shooters. You can attach the core handles there. You can peg the guns together. And then alt mode configuration right there. So then his matrix removal. You have to undo steps to transform. You have to do steps to transform. Unpeg rails, pack assembly, and So you basically gotta go like you're transforming into a chest. Push core out from behind. Do not force the panels, the opening panels. There you go, it says a warning right there. And then it does show you matrix, which I'll talk about, and then it does actually show articulation. So you get a moving elbow joint, you get shoulder and arm range. I'm just quickly showing it. Extended waist joint. You get the waist side pivot, waist rotation. Hold torso upwards to unhinge lever to get torso side pivot, torso rotation, torso and ab articulation. Move hip joint, lower hip joint for additional range. Move thigh guard by holding knee guarded. Guard when bending. You just gotta hold that panel down. When bending knee, take care of panel behind calf. Shift hip skirt when bringing up thigh. It shows you ankle tilts, ankle pivot, a bunch of the articulation. And then they do show finger articulation. Palms can be folded up and down. There it is. And these are their hot spots for their all built-in defensor from their Max line. All built in so you don't have to take nothing apart. There's that for the instructions, which I'm not really going to use them because granted it's in robot mode and they're in start remote mode. There's that, you get instructions. Let's take a look at your mini accessories. Here's the sword. I do know that you call it a specific name. The instructions, the dark stellar saber. Yes, the dark stellar saber. I was just looking at the names so that I could get them right. But dark stellar saber, Stella R. It's Stella with the R at the end, so dark stellar saber. I used to say Stella because if you don't know, I have a dog named Stella. But the blade is translucent red plastic. No, it doesn't feel like it's gonna break. Well, translucent red plastic with the gray. You can even see a matrix of leadership right there in the handle. You get the dark stellar saber. You get the two iron blasters. I'll take a look at the detail in a sec. Like you can see right there. This is how they are for alt mode. To transform them, you pull the barrel forward, pull the handle down. There. So you can see you just extend that. That's it. Get two iron blasters. Let's just bring the camera down a little bit more. You get the two laser beam shooters. These remind me of the Armada Prime guns. So if you want, I'm just showing you. You can slightly, it's not in the instructions, you can slightly move them. It's given like one's extended, one's collapsed. But they're supposed to be fully collapsed in. And there are on a slider right there for robot mode and alt mode. But there's that, and they even have little like gas canisters right there. Hence this forms the parts of the side of this alt mode. You get the PVC scarf right there for the cape. So that's a little flex to it. There's that. That's all. You get that. Making sure you can at least see everything. You can kind of see instructions. If you don't show this in your instructions, you go accessories. You do get this clip, so he can have the dark stellar saber on his back. That's an easy word. You get the core handles. Right here. So then once you take the matrix out, I'll show that. You get those two bits. He can hold all the weapons, and he does come with one last accessory. It's his face. So this is his normal face. This is the optional this is what is alt head. It's easy. You just screw the back of it, unscrew the back of his head, remove it, remove the face that comes on, and attach this one on, screw it tight, well, tight enough so because that's where you have the movement. There's that for the accessories. So yeah, I'll try to show the actual one, the actual head. I will not swap the heads, but so you can see that's the alt head. But he also does come with this cloth right here, which is fabric bit. And it does have a wire in it, so like just be careful when moving it because you don't want this to break. But that's nice. I'm not gonna pose it. I'm ready to pose. I'll show how it looks later. And you also do get these bits, but these aren't accessories. Long story short, I had to remove these bits so I can transform it properly because they were starting to get stressed on that bit, so I couldn't transform them properly. So I'll show where those go. That's all of its accessories. I'll put the stuff off to the side. But now, here is the one, the only Optus Nox, which, yeah. Alright, so yes, I don't think he's in the IDW comics, but he's a repaint, I'm not sure, repaint of their Optimus Prime, their Orion Pax. And this is how Orion Pax did look, well, in Orion Pax colors. But yes, he did look like that, so they just repainted him and released him in Optus Nox. So let's take a look at the detail. I do have a few issues, like I mentioned. One of the issues is this joint is loose, like, and then once it gets folds, it holds. That's on the pin joint, so I'm not really sure how to fix that. That's that. And also, there's gaps down here, you can't really see it. Where those bits popped off, broke off, where I removed them, just so I can transform them properly. Alright, but yeah, he is super good on articulation. Probably, like I mentioned, the most posable thing I mess with. But there, that's the face that comes with on him, standard on him. So you can see it's a broken metal mask, but you can see like his snarling versus the non-bow damage face. Like I said, you just get a screwdriver, screw that, and swap it out, and rescrew. I won't show that just to save time. There, that's the head done. You can, but that's how he looks from the front. You can see the backpack, it cleans up really good. Obviously that loose arm. And let me just get a view at the knees. See, it cleans up pretty good. Granted, you just see this, but it's in great transformation. Okay, let's go into how its accessories work. For these bits, I'm just showing you there's a tab right there, slot right there. Take up one of the arms, and well, there's clips right there, tabs, so you can store them when you're not using the matrix. They will stay in there if you just like flick them. They're loose. It's just tabbed in loosely. But like if you move it, then yeah, they won't come off. Will fall off. You get it tapped in again. There. But so they can store. Hey Adam. Just since I'm about to do our comparisons and our articulation. How are you? So these guns, this is their Well, they just go on these tabs right here. Right, let me make sure that one, those bits come off. Yeah, but so you can see you can have the guns right there, kind of resembling a modern prime. Alright, I'm gonna do the here. Let me actually show where it's gun in the sword stores before I get into all that. But here, let me do those how they store. So the guns, let me show you the orientation. So let's do the sword first. There's a little bit right here. You can see like two little pegs. You take this bit. You do see now there's like a little notch, the tab right there. That will come in handy later. There's this bit you want it going up like this, and that will just rest. There's a little clip. Right there, see? So that will store. And then the sword, you just set it down, and that will clip in. So like, as you saw, if you want, you can pose him like he's removing the sword, but got a toothache on my birthday and my face is swollen. I'm drugged up now. No pain is nice. Oh, happy birthday, Adam. But there, so you can have the sword there. Adam, you're gonna love the articulation. But like I said, I'll do that after comparisons. Just that way I don't have to. And then I'll go into pose. There's that. So for the guns. So you rotate up these tires. So here, let me bring up the camera a little bit. And thanks. You're welcome, bro. Okay, so the guns. Let me just transform them. Or we'll have him hold it later. So you can see there is a slot right there, and there you go. You can have them like that, so they're shoulder mounting guns, which you can do. Granted, if you display them with the cape, with the cloth, they won't stay on. If you have it with the cloth on, you can't have the guns on, so the shoulders, but they can both sit on the shoulders. Sorry, I think that bit almost came undone. Okay. That's option one, so you get two shoulder guns since they're on that hinge. You can rotate them down a little bit. Alright, there's that. So now that's one option. For the guns for robot mode. Well, there's two options. So you see there's this tab right there. This tab. You take the gun, and that will peg into the slot. Let me get it on. But they will peg in. It is, but yes, this is third party one, too, not the official one. But there, so if you want, you can put the items. You're gonna love the articulation. And yes, like I mentioned, the right arm's a little loose, but there. So if you want, you can have the guns more off to the side instead of straight on his back, which some of them, like I said, if you're gonna have the cape on, then you can't have those guns on. So it's up to you, preference. But it is a clean figure too. I mean, look at the backpack. Let me fix the head. Should be standing. Yeah, I mean that's backpack. It's just the wheels back there, but that's accurate. If I'm correct. I'll talk about the matrix and then I'll go into articulation. So open this bit. I'm gonna bring this up. Open this bit. Just get these out of the way. Also, the wheels are plastic. You remove those bits from the chest, so you're going to just bring out the arms. Bring up the arms, so just get them out of the way. And now you're going to push back right here. Push back right there on both sides. Back right there. So now you're going to open this bit. And open this bit so you can see You drop that bit, which I'll take a look at real quick. It is his matrix. And then these bits just clip on. There's little ports, which just clip in, boom. There's the matrix of leadership right there. One side has a gem, one doesn't. Is a red. So yes, you can get him holding it. Also, you can, if you need to, if it's hard, you can push your finger through the back. Cool. Item, that's not the cool part. You'll see in a sec. So I'm just gonna, you can, that's the kind of stuff. There's these, I'll show a comparison. Let me just clean up put him back how I had him. Real quick. I'm not gonna show what I'm doing just because to save the bit for articulation. But Adam, you're gonna like the articulation and what it does. Because remember that text I sent you earlier today about how the joint is similar to that RC one, the CVL towards RC. So personally, I do rotate right here until you'll see some of it again. As you notice, there is a tab in the arm. Tab in the arm. Tab it there. And you bring the hands in. Rotate it there. And do there. Do you know it's going to be out frame? Just kind of get the arms kind of on the same level. To give him that, so that way he's standing. I'll talk about the cloth after I do well, before I show you how I pose them. I'm just going to set the other bits off to the side real quick. Yeah, so I have more room instead of those bits. Alright, so yes, he can hold the matrix in his hands. There is tabs right there. There's tab in that fist and the palm of the hand. So how I do it is I bend these two fingers in. Just wrap like the finger around that bit. Right there, so that way it's secure, and then to wrap it, I just flatten that fist out, and then I bring the fingers over. And I just like wrap the thumb right behind that back to give it like that. So you can see it's like a little box right there. And now I do just get the wrist so it's sitting more straight in the middle. Within as best I can, as I slide the gun back. So I'm just going to quickly do the other hand the same way. And if it makes it easier, yes, you can just remove the clip from the matrix and just clip it manually. Clip it in the hand and then remove it. I'm just doing it off camera. I saw the Wi-Fi connection is having issues right now, so it's changing. So there might be a delay. Doing. Okay. Let me just get this side good to go. I can see the internet's acting up. So there's a delay, you know why. It was working fine earlier. But obviously when I go live, then that's when I have all the issues. Just getting the opposite hand repegged in since it's came undone. but I'm doing it quick. See it as that tab gets out of the hand. Sometimes I do put like the thumb behind that hand, but just to get a bit more secure action. But I just didn't want to really show that off to spoil articulation. Hey guys, I'm in bed scrolling YouTube. What's up, Adam? Long time. What's up, Wolf? How are you, M3? There, I got the matrix. Nope, it just popped out. Hand. I'm just getting his matrix in his hands, and I'll bring it back in camera. Well, hey, you're welcome to stop by anytime, M3. M3, I do know it's next Tuesday at 4:30 our time. I'll be on the PGM show. He'll be interviewing me. But yeah, I'll send you that link later. Well, reminder for that stream. There, I got it in his hand. It just came unpacked. Okay. Explain medium. He's a YouTuber. Oh, next. Oh, he's interviewing me on his channel. PGM is interviewing me on his channel next Tuesday at 4:30. He's interviewing me. He'll set out the promo in a few hours for next week. I'll be on his channel. You've seen him before, PGM. He's a New Zealand dude. He was like on the. You've seen his name. He was like on the birthday stream in the chat, or that he might have not been there, but he's a New Zealand dude. He does interviews with people from the community. There, let me just get the core back in. YouTuber from New Zealand. So. Alright, sounds good. Yeah, I'll definitely send you a link. He's putting up the teaser for it to interview soon. But yeah, I'll definitely send you the link to his channel. He'll do like reviews of stuff. So when he did that, when the Last of Us show came out on HBO Max, he reviewed that on his channel. There. Let me just readjust the camera. That's the best I'm gonna get because it just kept falling out. But there, you can have Optus Nox holding the matrix of darkness. I'm gonna say because I just realized that one of the clips was in his hand, but yeah, there. But there you can have him holding his gun, holding the matrix of leadership. It's just, you just gotta be careful because sometimes the hands will come untapped from it. But there, you get the matrix of leadership. And I'm just gonna quickly put it back in his chest. And it's not in the instructions, so it's a hidden detail too. Wait, obviously you get the core, so well, it's not listed as accessory. I'll put it that way. And the figure is really good on pulsability. You'll like the pulsability. Let me just get that fingers straightened out. But yeah, I'll definitely send you that link in a minute. Once I can get a minute. I'm just reposting it. Alright. Probably should put the matrix back in. There, so there's that gap. You just set it in, it will rest itself in that a little bit. There, if you lose it, then you're kind of screwed. You're screwed if you want to use the matrix. Leadership. Got it? Just fell right back into the table. There. Quickly get his arms repositioned. But yes, cheers M3. And you can kind of see a little piece of the articulation, and if you were here at the beginning, it did show in the instructions the articulation. Some of it, not all of it. So there was still hidden articulation. So just get him standing straight. And something him untapped. There. Just quickly get back in. Alright, there, he's back. Straight, let me spin forward. This figure does have really good articulation. I did mention how it did mention in the instructions. It kind of just looked like he was standing off to the left a little bit more. Okay. But yeah, he does look good. Hip shoulder is a green and blue. No, that's a metallic green. It's just lighting or a metallic blue. I mean this one or another one. It's metallic. It looks like blue or green. Also just depends on the lighting too. As how that's could be. Right. Yeah, there's all the details. Let's see. Okay. It also just could be the lighting, because that could also be it too, that affecting it. But you can even see like the little vents up here too, and how clean it was. But yeah, that looks like it's green. Granted, it also just depends on lighting, because it kind of just depends on on the lighting too. Because if your lighting's not good, or I was like one day, I don't know why, like last week, the lighting looked all red on my camera too. But yeah, you can see it is like metallic. Alright, I'm just gonna put these bits back on the hip. And then I'll do the comparison. And then I'll go over his articulation, his awesome articulation. Yeah, they're greenish color. Remember how when we did the stream, where you unboxed your figures, how we talked about the 2-packs, because how we were talking about the Senator Shockwave, the Optimus Prime, how he was a desk clerk, or Rampax, how he was a desk clerk. This is how we look like, just in that comic, just Optimus or Rampax colors, it's not Nemesis colors. All right, but quick comparisons. Here he is with so yeah, that's how this is supposed to look like, just obviously different. Here he is with the laser Optimus Prime from from Legacy. So you can see how he scales. He's bigger. He's up to his shoulders. There, the shoulders the tips are the same length. So you can see that's how he scales with a modern leader. Modern leader class. A modern leader class. And speaking of that, here's the Earthrise Sagehound. We have never got the Earthrise Hound. They're remolding him into this version to look like that version from the Amazon 2-pack. Yeah. There's that. There you go. There's that. So you can see how he scales. I just realized I never brought out Voyager, but just to save time. Plus the leaders are basically just the Voyagers, just with a bit more height. Alright, so let's talk about articulation. Let's start off with his head. We're going to work our way down. Head is on multiple joints. You can look up. You can look up. How far you can look down. Now if I hold this, you can see it moves back a little bit more into the neck and down. And also the base is on the ball joint. Here, let me show you this. The neck, right here, the head itself is on the ball joint. And the neck itself is on the ball joint, but if you move that hinge back, then you get more down. So you get that. Also, this is the bow damaged face. Okay, so you can like see the detail, like you see it's snarling a little bit, while the normal face, sorry, that just popped off, is this one. The face he has on right now, that's the one he comes stock with. This is the alternate head. So you can see full on bow mask, or you have the bow damaged one. There you go. Alright, so for the arms, you can go that far out. One, you can use that joint so you can see it's going up. Alright. Full 360 rotation. You can, depending on how you have it, you can kind of get a butterfly joint. Down. You do get a bicep swivel. It can get hindered. There you go. Well, you don't get a full 360 just the way how it's made. I'll remove these bits since they're gonna keep popping off for a minute. Okay, you get that. Here, let me do the tight side so I can show it a little better. Let me lower the camera down. So I'm looking, so here, let me show you from the front. See, he has a double bend for his arm. There's a little detail. You can see there's something moving, so let me show you right here. Watch this bit. As soon as I move the arm, the joint, so you can see pistons right there. You can get a little bit more further. There, you can get the pistons right there. There's you get little pistons. All right, let's talk about the fist. Rotate full 360, no issues there. They have that hinge right there so they can open and close. So it can wave. Alright, so now for the fist itself. The thumb is on a ball joint at the base. 2 inches, one here, one here. So you can go that way. Superposable. So if we want, hey, you can have him doing a thumbs up. But yeah, it's superposable, bend. I'm gonna bend that thumb in. As I've knocked off that cannon, that's the first time that's happened. There. That's the thumb. Now for the fingers. They're on a hinge at the base. A hinge, well, 2 hinges. One hinge right here at the base. One hinge right there. Hinge there, and hinge at the tip. So yes, if you want, you can give them going out. You can give them display. Type of hands. You can bend them in. You get that for both sides. Okay, let me attach this back on. But that's not the cool bit yet. There's still a cool bit. There's another cool bit coming in sooner than you think. Okay. So now let's talk about his waist, his torso / waist. So you unhinge this joint. You can get fully forward, so you can get him looking down. Okay. It's on the, I'm just showing you that bit. And if you undo that, so you can get like a teapot. I'm going to be holding down this bottom joint for a minute. So if you want, you can get a little rocker depending on how much you open it. And back and forth. There is a reason why I'm holding that joint. Alright, let me lock the top back in. There. So now, if we lift this part right here, where the grill is, right there, you can see that exposes another joint. So you can get forward again. No back due to how it works. But yes, you get a rocker. You get 2 waist rockers, both sides. No forward, no backward, but just the way I was engineered. I'm fine with that. So let's talk about the hips themselves. They can go out that far. That panel will open a little bit, move by itself. Move up a bit, so that's nice. You can get the full splits, kind of like that. Forward and back. Back hip starts do not move, so they can only go right there. But there is this panel, so you can hinge that up. I'm holding this at the base for right now. Hold on. You might want to there, so you can get like that far forward. As now there's a drop down joint, so you can, if you use that drop down joint, you can get it right there. So let me show you what I mean. This is like more of his regular joint. That's the drop down joint. And if you then bring that down and you rotate the back, then you get fully back. Doing something else there. There. See if you use that drop down joint, then bring it back, and yeah, you can move back. Alright, and yes, if you use the drop down joint, then you can do the splits. And you can hear it's on the ratchet. Alright. There. That bit's good. Let's go. So now watch. Make sure those bits are extended. So I'm just gonna need to, I can tell one of the hips isn't fully like collapsed. And, or I could just be seeing it. Okay, if you thought that was cool, watch this. So let me get you aside. Let me hold this down. Wait, let me slide you down. I didn't realize that came up. Right there. Okay, so now watch this. So I'm gonna get it right here. So as soon as you move it that bit, we'll bring down the knee pad. So if you go back up, see, out straight, and then it moves it slightly. So you get a double bend. You just gotta hold that handle right there so it doesn't move up. And oh, probably I just realized, but yeah, you get a thigh swivel too. Okay, now let's talk about the feet. That was cool. We're not done. You have ankle tilters right there, but and due to transition, get back and forward. But now if you choose transformation, you can bring that hinge out, so you can get full side to side, back, that far back, and that far forward. So if you use that joint, bring that down, that joint, you get even more articulation. That's not all. So there's even though silver detail right there. You get a toe joint too. And yes, he is stable. He can stand on a single foot if you have balance him correctly. So let me just see if I can get the chest door closed a little bit better. Alright, let me get him stand up straight for a minute. Make sure he's standing straight. So now I'm just gonna pose him how I have him. I know I never showed how the gun, yes, he can hold the gun. No, I never showed how he can use the cape, but we're gonna do that now. Make sure it's set straight up. Yeah, you can see all that. Yeah, I get it, because see how it looks like it looked like it was kind of blue, but if you look up close, it's more green. Or it's a bluish, so it's a blue-green on the hip skirt detail. So I'm just gonna get him ready in the pose, just to make it easier for me. I do give him like, I put those on so I don't keep it. I do bring that forward. I do use that bend so you can see that bend. Then I do that. I do bring that toe back a little bit, but it rotates so that way you can see the foot is stable. But so you can like see he's stable. He's not gonna fall over unless I knock him over. Let me just bring it forward a little bit there. Nope, I just don't have a balance. There, so let me just do have him straight. This arm I do bring forward and I slightly rotate it. And I do collapse that in just because that joint's a little loose. But there, that's kind of how I have the hand until I get the hand post. But that way, get that. And now if I do this arm, this one I bring down a little bit to bring out. So this hand, the left hand I give him his sword. The left one I give him his gun. Well, one gun. And I do have him kind of looking, so he's like he's looking at you as he's about to attack you. There, so it's something like that because I have him. I go that way, you can see that, and he's stable too. Alright. So let me do the gun and the weapons first. So it's easy, you just have the gun transformed. You just hold it good. Bring that thumb down. Let me just get the gun in and then I'll show you how you want it. Give me a quick second. Okay, I'm just getting the gun in hand and I'll get the sword in too and I'll bring it back in frame. And the way, since his fingers are so posable, you can give him like he's actually shooting. Because there is a trigger on the hand, on the gun itself. I'm just getting the fingers positioned. Yes, I do know it's off camera. Well, you can see there he is holding his gun. Just gonna readjust. So I'm just going to see if I can. There we go. I got that joint to move a little bit more. So it's something like that. That's why I collapse this in, so it's a little bit more secure. And I did get the gun in his hand too. So that way it's like he's gonna shoot you, but I'm not done. I'm just gonna drag the cloth a little bit back. Take the sword in his left hand. Can't hold it. So I just wrap the fingers around that tab, around it. There, I just wrap the fingers around it, base of it, and I wrap the thumb around the very tip, just to give it a little bit more secure. that way it's like he's coming at you with the sword. And if you missed it, the matrix is molded in the sword, or G1 matrix. But I'm not sure if that's but there, so that way you can see he's coming at you with the sword, his gun. But to make it even different, I'm not gonna pose the cape and just do it like this. Drop this over his head. Drop that down. I will sit like that. And then run through the cape. I already have it posed. Posed there. That will at least right there. Make sure the neck is all the way up. So now we're going to take that PVC piece and the scarf, and this will just help secure it. There, let me get it on. It's flexible. So we just gotta get in right under his head. We'll sit. There, so you can see he'll have that piece to like just help secure it. And there you have your Optus Nox. And his robot. Oh, so that way you can see the blade coming right at you. And he's gonna shoot his gun. And then you can also see that like joint right there. And he's stable. Alright, now I'm gonna remove everything. I'm just pushing back into that thing. Alright, I'm gonna remove everything. Well, it's gun wise. I'm gonna remove everything and get him in all mode. Now, it's an easy transformation. Granted, I had to figure out a bunch of stuff on my own. Just like I said, if you have this figure, just don't mess with it. If you get this figure, just don't mess with the cape too much. It's on. There is a wire, so once you pose it, just leave it there. Because if you pose it too much, the wire will break, and then good luck getting a new cape from them. But yeah, I got it posed, and yeah, it looks good. But there. Yeah, I just had to mute mic for a sec. Alright, so let me just get him standing back up straight. To remove those bits, I'm just going to set them off to the side. I will try to make sure everything's in front. Just pushing that chest close a little bit more. Straighten him out. And yes, if you're wondering, yes, you can transform him with either head on. You can leave these guns on, but the laser blasters, laser beam, but I just remove them just to make it a little easier. Sorry, I was just making sure they're slided back, just to make it easier for me to transform him. let's begin his transformation into his alt mode. Granted, I don't know, I won't be using the instructions, but I'm just going to do it my own way. So let's start with the fists. I do bend them, roll them up into a fist. The thumb down, and just bend the fingers in on that joint, then collapse them up. Bend them in, bend them in. Excuse me if you heard that. I just like rest them right there. Next to the thumb. So where you want to make sure the thumb is straight down. But so that way it's a fist. Right there. So I would just do the same on the opposite side real quick. Thumb down, I bump the camera. I'm just redropping that thumb back in there. Okay. So we're going to rotate the fist. So now that way you can see this. So it's just pointing up. Like so. So the knuckles are pointing down. Collapse the joint in. Just grab that elbow and push in. Oh, collapse. I knew I had the arms wrong, so let me fix that. But like that, so you have the upper, that's how pointing up. So it's like this configuration. Bring it up. SPI just have the hands upside down. You want to rotate until the tab at the top is pointing up. Just rotate until you see this tab's pointing up, and then there. Just grab this and collapse it in. Just bend it. And right there. I'm done with the arms, almost done. I want to take these bits and just rotate them so they're pointing forward. This way, side to side. Okay. Now we're going to just pretty much work on the backpack. Lift this bit up right there. You can extend that now. Or you are going to drop this, bring this out just a little bit. Right there. Okay. So you're going to just bring the head back. Clip that. This bit will tab in right there. That was not alright. Now you can just bring up the head so it's pointing up, because that will sit in there like so. But so that way it sits like that. There. Okay. So now you're going to bring the arms back. You just want to get in position to tab in, because there's a tab here, a tab here, and then there's the corresponding slots. So you just gotta line it up, which I might. There we go. So you want the arm kind of like this. Right now, that's how you want it. And you just gotta get it tabbed in. That rotation does help to make sure it's tabbed in. There, that just tabbed in for me. Perfect. But yeah, that's how you want the hands, so you can see they're both pointing downwards. As I rotate them a little bit. So you can see they're both pointing down. Okay, so we're going to do these. So now, also if you want these bits, you can, the black bits, you can rotate down if they're up. All right. So let's do this bit down, work on that a little up front. So there's a tab right there. Now we'll go into this line. You just gotta line it up. Right there. Up on both sides. Okay. Now there's two connections. There's this slot and this slot. That tab and that. And this tab will go right there. Just bring this up and then align up to this on one side. There, so you can see that will sit like that. You just want to get that lined up. And this bit can rotate, so get it in the actual joint there. Because that's the front of it. So now these bits, just like you did for when you were using the matrix. If you were, you just bring these back. Push them back. There's the front of his alt mode. Done. As I just realized the waist pretty much kind of tapped. So we're going to pull on not just the waist, both the waist and the torso. Here, let me fix the matrix and see if I can get that, just the chest to sit a little bit more closed. Give me a sec. Let me just see if I can get the matrix to sit a little bit more. That's why it keeps opening up. That's why there's a little seam. Do you like how he does have a matrix? His chest. In his chest. I would have been fine if it didn't happen, but hey. Extra accessory I used for the thumbnail. There we go. There, I got a little bit more closed up. I'm just rotating these vents back forward. I'm seeing these bits up. Alright, but now let's work on his legs. Okay. So now this is where that bit I removed comes to play. It's kind of hard. You can get it with that bit still in there, I just removed it personally. So you're going to rotate the waist 180 right there, the lower joint. Only rotate it. I just realized that was all off camera. Well, all out of frame. The camera up. So you're going to rotate at this. at the crotch. You want to rotate the crotch 180. As you want these bits, there's these two slots that will go into these two. There's two tabs, it's just kind of hard to see. Two tabs right there, and that bit will go into. But that's why you want to leave that waist like that, so you can get those tapped in. Sometimes arms could come undone when doing this step, but we're almost done. So now we're going to work on the feet, and then I'll bring it back up. But also you do want to hinge up these hip skirts right into the middle. Sometimes I do bring that up. I just want to put them up in the middle, both sides. So you get crotch and slots. Yes, crotch and slots. Wait, no, not this. Not this bit, Adam. Because this is his crotch. This bit. Above the crotch. Above the crotch. Or of his spleen. But I get what you mean. Or of his spleen. But the hip skirts too. Or the front hip skirts. So that way they're hidden. Okay. Let me lower the camera. Because now we're going to work on all this down here. So, open. So you just want to pull forward on that joint. Pull forward. Okay, and now split. So this is where you're going to slide this thigh panel up. Boom. There. Also, I had to unscrew this bit, unscrew it there, and then I had to extend the foot to, not sure if I had to, I just had to remove it until I could get those panels out there. So let's see, do that, do one, this bit sing forward like that. Sides, you want to flip up the foot all the way so it sits right there. Now you collapse the knee all the way until that bit sits right there. Bring out a little bit. Now I'm going to work on the opposite side just real quick. Okay, bring forward, bring up. Just slide that thigh up. As I just realized one of the hip skirts just popped off. I'll get it in a second. Let me just slide this thigh up. Why won't you slide up? There we go. It's a little tight, but there. That's slid up. Just realized this bit came undone. I already know what side it's on. I didn't break it, just came unpacked when I was messing with it. That little bit there, it's back in. Let me get it back in position. There, it's back in. That will give that bit of support. Okay. I'm bringing this out just a little bit, so I'm just going to quickly repeat what I did on that side. Just to make sure it's straight, you want to bring up the foot first, all the way. Collapse that in. Okay, now, there's the reason why I left this open. Open. So, we're going to bring this up, and there's these two slots right here. Those bits will There's 2 pegs on the inside of the kneecap. That's where that will connect. And it's just, you'll get used to it every time you do it. So you bring that up, and bring this up. Let me get this tabbed in too. There's one of the hip skirts came undone. And there is also a tab in the crotch, a slot in the crotch that there is a tab that will go in the back of it. But once you get lined up, let me just quickly, around the pelvis area, just fix the hip skirt real quick. There, the skirt is fixed. So yeah, you want to bring this up, get that tabbed in. Just getting this bit tabbed in up here. Got it. I got it because there's tabs right there. That's just 6 I'm doing. So yeah, now we just want to do one side at a time. Just realized I need to get the crotch in. Alright, let me get to the crotch and then I'll do the last bit on camera. There we go. That will give me access to this bit. Make it a little easier for me. Do want to get that crotch tabbed in. There. Crotch is now tapped in. But yes, I get why you said crotch and slots. As it sounds like I might have been losing my voice there. Hopefully not, but lucky I get a full day of rest. Okay. Let me just do this side. Alright, yes, crotch light is good. It's golden. Now we're working on the knee parts. The knees, and then we're done. Bring straight. This bit will just rest. So you want to get the fist in this gap. Straight there. Make sure it's fully bent. And just rest. It's not tabbing in. Let me make sure the heel is fully collapsed in. Nope, I just couldn't come on down. Okay. Yeah, you just want to get the fist right in that gap. Right there, and then close everything up. And hopefully it's secure. And that tab. That's how you want it. That's how you want it. And you want to do the same thing on this side. Make sure the heel is fully collapsed in. Air is starting to come out. There we go. All right. almost done now. As I pinch my fingers. Okay, now just tab everything in. And pretty much drop down on that tab. And let me just get these lined up, but we're done. Done. As there is a tab in the middle of the legs that will peg in. But just to save time. Please skip it because I just realized everything's starting to come undone. Everything is starting to come undone. And we're done. Mostly this isn't really roll the best. Front is also on this color. Like if you want to roll, you have to put pressure on him. That's the alt mode. This is before I armor up. It's alt mode. I'm just bringing these down a little bit so that they're more like halfway down. So here, this is the underside. You can see that's like the lower chest, more torso. And then there's the crotch. And then that's the back of the legs. But yeah, there is a little gaps, like if you look right there, there's little gaps, but it's good. It's good all mode. There's the front of it. See, there's even the window. Everything. And there's the top. You do it this way. Once you get everything secured, it's good. Yeah, my copy itself doesn't really roll that well. Wheels do spin as you can hear, but it's mostly this right wheel. The left wheel. But yeah. It's good, neat. You shouldn't say neat yet, we're not done yet. I gotta do a few more bits. Let's add I'm gonna do accessories in a minute, but I'm gonna do a comparison in a second. Let's armor him up. So there's these slots again. The guns just peg in. Now if you notice, these are in robot mode, they won't really sit. You slide them back a little bit so that way they don't hit the knee. Opposite side, I'll show you so that way they don't hit that little circle bit. You just slide the tab forward, so that way there's still clearance. Boom. So you can get the guns right there. The parts with the matrix, they can stay in the same spot. To the armor, so there is weapon storage. I mean, if you want, you can probably peg the sword right there, because that clip is still right there. But I don't display the sword with the sword in all mode. And I just put you back on and you just get back off. Give me a sec. Stay. But yeah, once you put pressure, he rolls. Alright. So now notice how I want these two tabs up here, pointing up. So I'm just bringing the backdrop back. A little bit. How I want those bits pointing up. You take the guns, Oh, I didn't mention there's one thing about the guns. There's little clips in here. You will line them up, and you're going to tab them in. And now there's slots on the top, both sides, so that way the guns stay right there, and that will at least help hide the gap if it's open. And there, now he's done. So that's Optus Nox, aka a Nemesis Prime, or Nemesis Ryan in all mode. I should say that. There, you get these smokestacks. All that detail. There's that. All right. Give me a second. I just knocked that one off on accident. See, if you don't like how these bits, the knees pads fully tapped in, because you'll see that same, but if you have the guns up there, I had that. But yeah, it's neat. It's different. I'll get him quickly, I'll get something else quickly transformed to his all mode, but it does look good. It's solid once you get everything in together. It does look good. It's rolling. It doesn't really roll. Granted, it's also on the cloth. But if you're wondering how he scales, here he is with the Siege crosshairs. So if you have Siege Ironheart, Siege Ratchet, so you can see, and this is the lock, so you can, if I get him back to back, there you can see he's a little bit bigger. You can see he's a little bit bigger from the front angle. And if I rotate him from the front, there's crosshairs and more mass. Granted, I don't have crosshairs weapon on it, but you get the idea. You can see obviously some bits from Optus Nox's robot mode. I'm also quickly transforming the Siege Hound, but there's that. So now, how does he scale within a leader? Well, bigger. Here he is with Kingdom Rodimus Prime. And yeah, obviously, Nox wins in size. Because there's them bumper to bumper. So you can see there, let me roll back a little bit more. And here's Optus Nox, which just hot runs trailer. Yeah, that's gonna dwarf him. Let's do it. Just so you can get scale. Here, let me do there, so you can see there's Nox with the full complete hot ride. Yeah, you can tell definitely one of them is Nox is a little bit smaller, but that's the full on complete hot rod look. Rodimus Prime mode. Wait, hold on. I just realized it's not fully straight from what it looked like from my perspective. I wasn't sitting alright, so that's what kind of threw it off. It just looked like that from my POV, my point of view, but it just looked like, yeah, because it looked kind of like it was off, but I'll get it's the best I can for a front on view as you get the compass right in front of you. Alright. Just quickly transforming the Siege Hound into his alt mode. So, yeah, I will do the compare. Well, I'll do the sound real quick, and then I'll go over final thoughts. Final thoughts. Right, sounds good. Good. All right. Just get that bit down all the way. And then I'll do the schedule, like I usually do. Yeah, it's a. I'm just getting the hounds done quickly. I'm just going to do this bit here. Hey, Adam, any question? Did you get any new figures recently? Final thoughts, Tater. Final thoughts, Tater. Yes, final thoughts. Final thoughts. Did you get any new figures recently? No, no. Ah, hey, you'll eventually get new stuff again. You just gotta find the space for it. Granted, I do know your EB Games. GameStop doesn't have a good selection. I do know Smith's in the UK, and Smith, I believe. There is other stores in Canada too. I was just saying a UK store, that's why I stopped saying it. But yes, hopefully you'll be able to find that figure. Or just call EB Games, GameStop, and ask to see if they can. As I just untabbed one bits on hand. Alright, here is the Siege Hound mode. Like I said, in Roa mode, there's that Legacy 2-pack with the Hound remolded into Orion packs. Guess I might wonder into Walmart too. Oh, nice. Yeah, well, it's a Walmart exclusive that works, so hopefully you do. But as I mentioned, the Hound Siege will be retooled. Well, is retooled into the Orion packs, and that's the 2-pack Amazon exclusive one. No, I'm not gonna get that because I really don't have interest in those characters. But I decided to get him Nox since it was my third, my third or second TFCon purchase. So I think at least, but but that's how the alt mode looked like. Well, that would look like just kind of in Orion Pack's colors and Orion Pack's head versus how it's supposed to look like. Alright, anyways, there's that. Alright, well, there's that. It's a good figure, like I mentioned the issues, the right arm, how that one joint is loose, how those tabs I had to take off because this wouldn't sit properly. I do like how the pit, that's pretty much it. I do like how the pistons worked on the arms when you bend the arms. I did like how he came with the cloth. I did like how they came with the scarf bit. It's really nice detail. It's on the really nice detail. See how everything can store. Well, not everything. Yeah, you get that. The sword is a really good detail with the matrix and the hilt. The guns are good too. I do think the Optimus Pexis came with 2 sets of guns, so you can put both in both configuration robot mode. This one only came with everything I showed. But you get that. You get there's that. You get the matrix, so you can have the matrix. You get the hilt, well, the clip for the sword, so you can sheath it on his back, which is nice. Too, if you want, you can have him like getting it out. It's nice. Once you get it, him holding it, it's secure. Like I said, I did like the piston details too. Can hold his weapons. You just gotta get him in the hand secure. You're good. but he is stable. I did like all the extra articulation, like the torso movement, the lower torso movement, the on the head movement, the arms, the knee, how that little bit when you bent the knee, that moved with it. That was nice detail there. How the feet, how if you can get him in the stance, like running with the toe tail too, with the multiple joints. Good figure from MMC, Mastermind Creations, or as you may know them, Ocular Max. Yeah, it's a great figure. There's that. Yeah, all the details looked really good. Good. Doesn't really roll, but it's good. Transformation's different too, because I've never really had an Ocular Max / MMC figure until him, and then this year I got the rewind from this year's CFCon. It's a good figure. All that detail pops, how the instructions, how it's labeled. It's really nice too. Anyways, I've been the Ultimate Wolf. You can find the Ultimate Wolf on Twitch, the Ultimate Wolf on Instagram, the Ultimate Wolf on Discord. You can also find the Ultimate Wolf back Thursday of this week with the Fans Project. Can you turn to... I'll answer your question. Yes, I believe you can. No, you cannot. No, you cannot. I can already answer your question. But no, you cannot, because I haven't seen these vents. Right, vents, this one wasn't straight. The tabs are right here. And no, you cannot. I mean, you can, and it's just going to be loose hanging, but like I showed in robot mode, how if you wanted to, you could club this in right there. No, you can't, but how there's the tab right here. I mean, if you want, you can do that too, but you can do that on both sides. So at least you can't. It's just that the vents are there, but it's the design of the character. But if you want, you can do that. Never really thought of doing that, but it's that way. There you get that. So you can have guns up here or up there on the back. So you can at least get this. Like I said, Thursday will be the Fans Projects. Tiger Rex. But you can have the guns like that item, so. Yeah, Fans Projects Tiger Rex will be this Thursday. But yeah, and then Friday will be more Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, the PS5 version before Star Wars Jedi Survivor. And I do have Tiger Rex right here, or I would have brought him. I do have him. I could have brought him out. I just never did. Oh, part Megatron and Prime. Oh, hey, you could say that. Speaking of mags, like I mentioned, next week will be the third week. Next week will be more Jedi Survivor on Monday night. Tuesday's the PGM interview on his channel. I'll put a link to that later. And again, when we're live. Wednesday will be the MMC run, the MMC rewind. Then Wednesday's MMC rewind. Wednesday's the rewind. Thursday will be the Optimus versus Unicron from the Robot Heroes line, which that's going to be a quick review, and then Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order Friday night for next week. But then the week after, the first week of June, I'll be up in North. I won't say where on stream. I won't say where, but that week, like I'm leaving Wednesday, so I'll get the reviews and gaming recorder for that week. So, but Monday will be more Jedi Fallen Order. Tuesday will be more will be the, I believe it's the, I can do MPM Megatron or the Super Megatron. We'll see, and then Wednesday I'll won't have nothing that day, but Thursday I'll have that other review recorded, and then on Friday I'll have the next video game recorded. So Wednesday Thursday I'll basically recording videos next week. Videos, and here, if you want a quick glimpse, here's Thursday review. I'm not gonna adjust the camera, but there's Tuesday for Thursday's review for this week. This Thursday, there. You can see his legs. That's all you get to see of Thursday's review. That's all. Well, there's robot mud legs. But yeah, anyways, I've been the ultimate wolf.